Hi there and welcome. Today I am going to do a quick tutorial. My friend Charlotte Peterson asked me to do a tutorial on making these dangles. And I guess I call them dangles. I think this is a tassel, you know, that you put on the side of a spine. This is my French blue junk journal that I've just finished. And there's a full tutorial on my YouTube. So this is the dangle, and it's just fabric, and I've added a little charm, and I'll show you how I wire wrap those beads. And so these are just a couple of examples. I've used one on the front pocket there. There's another one on the side of the page here. This is a little dangle using a bulb pin, and I've attached that to a tab that has an eyelet, and then that's just a little bow I tied around there, and that also has one of the little dangles that I wire wrap with the bead. So that's pretty simple. And I will say that this page is a 32-pound page cardstock that has been printed on both sides, so it will hold the bead. And I also tend to add the little dangles on the side of the belly band that I do. And I have a full tutorial on the acetate belly band, which I can link to. This is just a little spring peekaboo folio made from a file folder. I put a tab on there, I rounded the corners. It's just a square folded over. And then I added the grommet, the hole in the grommet with my crocodile. I've just tied on a piece of ribbon, and the ribbon is what I'm going to use to attach the dangle to. Let's put our dangle together. I'm using coordinating fabric, and these are quite thin strips. Between these, the sort of prominent colors, I'll put something light. And I think I want the pink actually showing more than the blue, so I'll put that right under the lace. Okay, and at the halfway point, I'm going to take my needle and thread and put it like one stitch through. And then back up to the top, just keeping that tail somewhat free. And I'm going to take the threads that I tore off the fabric, some of the longer threads, the coordinating fabric. Then I also added a little bit of sewing thread from the spool, and I'm just going to make a little knot, double knot there. And then these threads can hang out loosely like that. I like that look. If you don't, you can cut those short. So now I have the thread coming out the top here, and you can attach this to a ball pin or a split ring. I've done both those things. So bring back my project here, and I'm just going to come up into the knot, the double knot. And I want to go sort of in and out a couple of times. I'm bringing the needle out the side there. And then I'll come back up through the space of the ribbon there. And the next time I come out, I'm going to come out towards the knot that I just did with the threads. I don't want to catch that that ribbon that's been on there. So now I'm going to attach a couple of different things. I've got the little tag that I made from packaging, and I want to add a little something on top of that hole, so that just to kind of hide the hole. So this is just a little piece of lace that I had. Take it through the bead and then back through the hole. And I am going to go all the way through all layers of the dangle and go back through again. I want it to look kind of nice on both sides, just in case it gets turned around, and I do want to go through the bead charm a couple of times. And then I'm going to come back out the side where my tail had ended. Hopefully I'll be able to find it. Oh, my cat's trying to get in the craft room with me. She's not allowed. So there's a little dangle, and next I'm going to show you how I make these little beads. Okay, so I'm going to start with some wire, and I don't need too much, just like a quarter bend. This is wire that can be manipulated by hand. It's not so thick. And the first thing I'm going to do is my round nose pliers. I'm just going to go to the very end of one end, and I'm going to turn 3 times and make sure I'm ending up with the pointy bit that I just cut off facing towards the top of the bead. And I'm going to just give a little, going back into the circle, and I'm just going to give it a little turn so you can see that it's the circle lines up straight with the pin, I'll call it. It's like an eye pin. And I'm just going to make sure that those 3 loops that I just made are together side by side. And so I'll start off with a bead cap and a teardrop bead. I have a bunch of these in different colors I got on Amazon years ago. Another bead cap and a bead. And the bead is from a necklace that I bought at the thrift store. And so I'm going to leave a little gap here at the top of the bead, which is where I will do the wire wrapping. So I'm just going to take my pliers and bend into an L shape, and then back to my double round, and I'm going to go into the bend shape towards the tail, and I'm just going to bring the tail around to make another L shape, and I'm going to twist it like that. Hopefully you can see that. So you can see there's a little bit of space still at the top of the bead. I'll just go back into that circle that I just made, the loop, and I'm going to take the tail and just move it around the top of the bead, that space that I made there. And I only need to do that a couple times. You don't want it too tight that things are going to kind of snap off. Take my clippers, remove that tail, and I'm just going to bring my needle nose pliers back in and just give a little push so that the cut off bit is not going to stick out and cause anybody any pain. So that's how you do wire wrapping and make a little dangle for your dangle. I'll just show you what we made today, and you by no means need to do it this way. There's so many different ways to do it. You do it the way that you like to do it, but this is how it would look. And I need to finish up the rest of this little project, and that's for spring. And there is something coming up for the spring, and keep watching my channel to find out what's happening. Thank you for joining me today. Take care. Bye.